day to you wherever you are joining me on this video. Welcome to 2023. This is my first video for the year, and you can be sure there are more videos I'll be uploading. I'll try as much as possible to upload it once a week. Tunmike Timothy is my name, formerly Tunmike Umarudin. But as you know, we have moved. Glory. So last year, October, I got married, and that's why there is a change of name. Last year, I started a series, a part one of the video on dating practices among Christian singles. You find the link in the bio attached to this video, and this is a part two of it. On the first part of it, I discussed two dating practices among Christian singles, and on this edition, I'm going to be talking about the three other dating practices. I talked about consumer dating practice and also recreational dating practice. Now, the third one I'll be talking about is bullying dating. I will encourage you to watch the part one of this video for you to understand the context, the foundation. I define dating, I talk about those practices, what it entails, and how you can disengage from them. So I'm going to move on to the next one, which is bullying dating. Now, bullying dating is the kind of dating where there's use of manipulation, force. You are being forced to start a relationship. And this usually happens in the context of a superior person and somebody that's dependent on them. For instance, it can happen between a pastor and a church member. It can happen between the spiritual mentor and the one they are mentoring. You see, people are being forced, they are being bullied into accepting a relationship. And one of the disadvantages of this is there is threat, there's manipulation. You're being manipulated by God's said. I mean, when I was single, I've had cases of guys who are close to, popular pastor, and they would try to use that to get to say yes. You have people that will come with their display of their spiritual gifts. I've attended this Bible school, this and that, and they will bring all that, trying to manipulate you into accepting. It's almost a matter of, since I've heard God, since I'm qualified for these things, I don't need your opinion, just agree to it. That is bullying dating. In bullying dating, your consent does not matter. What they want to use their authority over you to get into the relationship. Some will even threaten you. How can I say this person is right for you and you are telling me he's not right? Do you mean I don't hear God? I've had people who have been told, trying to manipulate, forced by spiritual authority over them, or people they look up to start a relationship, whereas their mind, their spirit, no part of them is want to start the relationship. That is bully dating. Now, if you are in bully dating, what can you do about it? The first thing is you should set a boundary between the people who are trying to bully you into dating that person or the person itself. Set a boundary that can protect yourself from their influence over you. Your spiritual father, spiritual authority, or anybody, they can have a say in the sense of guiding you concerning who to marry, who to date, but they do not have the final say over it. It's still your choice. If you're not convinced about it, you have the right to say no. If you are in a position where they do not give you an option to say no or yes, and all you have to do is agree whether it makes sense to you or not, that is manipulation. And you have the right to protect yourself, because at the end of the day, you're the person that is going to be in a relationship with this person. Whatever consequence come out of being in a relation with that person, you are the first person to bear it. So protect yourself by setting boundaries between the person. If you have a guy or a lady try to manipulate you, try to threaten you to say yes. There was a particular guy that was telling me that he gave me 7 days. That if I don't give him a response within 7 days, he's going to move on to the next lady. So he called me that day, told me that, I ended the call. And for 7 days, I didn't call him. Of course, on the 7th day, he called me. He said, "You're very stubborn." No. I said, assuming you didn't call on these 7 days, on this 7th day, I've told myself I'm deleting your number and I'm blocking you immediately. He said, "You are very stubborn. Who do you even think you are? Me, I'm a man of God. I've done this, I've done that." That is an example of bullying dating. somebody who is a bully, they want to use force, threats to make you date them. And it happens, especially among people who think they are spiritually superior to others. So the first thing I did for that guy is eventually I stopped picking his call. I stopped all the friends everybody is sent to me. Okay, I'll just ignore them. That was it. Eventually, he gave me my space. So you need to take a stand, because what they want to use over you is power. What they want to use over you is their words. What they want to use over you is their influence. You need to take a stand that will protect you from these things, weapons they can use to manipulate, force, or threaten you. Be firm in your response. My no is no. Yes, let them know. They will call you names. They will try to make you feel you are going to miss out for saying no to them. There are even instances where some of them will tell you, there is no other lady or guy like me out there. If you miss me, you have missed somebody. They will try to make you feel like you are missing out big time by saying no to them. People that don't allow you to say yes or no, give you an option when it comes to what or how far, how much influence you have in your life, you deserve the right to tell them no. So in bullying dating, you need to make your firm no as a person who is being tried to be bullied. Be firm. Don't give in to their threat today and say, okay, let's see how it goes. And tomorrow you see them react, and out of fear you say no. You're going to put yourself in a terrible spot. So be firm about your response. No. Let them use any means they have. Keep your standards. No. Then the third thing to do is report to authorities above them. If it is your mentor that is bullying you into dating or accepting to be in a relationship with them, talk to somebody above them. Report them to pastors around. Don't be quiet, because some of these people can go as far as ruining your reputation because you say no to them. I've seen an instance where the lady said no to the pastor, and the next guy the native accepted to be in a relationship with, they started saying all kind of lies. Their relationship almost ended due to lies, and it was because of the person who tried to threaten her, tried to force her to be in a relationship, that she said no to you. So you want to speak up, so by the time you are going to a new relationship, or you decide to be with the ones you want, you are not going to put your partner in a vulnerable spot because of a past you have not dealt with. So you need to take it serious and open up, talk to the right authority, be accountable. Don't be quiet about what they are doing to you. Negativity thrives in secrecy. If you are quiet, you empower them over you. So the last point is take legal action if you have to. Get them arrested. Yes, there was a particular guy in an environment that it was even an older man, that every time my sister was in a secondary school, very young, I was on campus, and I'll come back home just to say hello to them once in a while, maybe at the end of the semester, mid-semester. And this man, my sister was in SS1 or so, still a teenager, very young teenager, and this man would tell my sister, after you are done for lesson, come and see me at home, don't tell anybody, and try to see all kind of things. It was becoming more of a disturbance. Try to tell my sister, if you tell anybody I would do this, and my sister will be running away. So one of those days I came home, and I was seeing my sister was trying to hide behind me. I said, why? He said, this man, every time he sees me, he used to tell me to come and see him. He would try to be forcing me. He would try to be touching me by force and all that. She was being bullied by this man. And this is someone that is old, that has a daughter that is a teenager like my sister. So by the time I find out about this man, I realize he goes about touching young girls anyhow, and trying to tell them, he comes to them in need of mentorship. I'm a pastor, tell them, advise them, and before you know it, he will try to abuse them. So I heard from some other young girls in the environment that he was doing same. He'll be telling them my wife, buying them sweet, buying them chewing gum, and be touching them in places they should not touch them. Some older people have even noticed in the environment, but they couldn't come to terms that this man was a potential abuser. So the moment I saw that thing, I told my eldest brother, and we showed him small drama. We visited him at the spot where he used to sit. By the time my brother threatened him and all that, he shouted, he said it's a lie, he doesn't do that and all that. I started mentioning young girls, other girls. And one woman that was selling off her said, I've been seeing you, the way you play with small girls. When we discovered it, he's a single man. He has teenagers at home, a boy and a girl staying with him. The wife have left him. Who knows if this man is even abusing his daughter at home? Because if you're doing that to young girls in the environment, threatening them to come and greet you at home, not tell their parents, try to play all kind of sexual games with them, who knows what you're doing with your own daughter at home? But by taking up the responsibility, because my sister opened up to us, we were able to settle that. In fact, when my dad got back from home, my dad told my brother to go and meet him again, that next time I see you around my daughter, I will get you arrested. So that was another part 2 they faced. I was the first person to go and confront him. My brothers confront him. And that was how that man stayed away from my sister. Guess what? Many years later, the second year, I still saw that man at a corner with another young girl. If he has been, if we arrested him, took that case far, or maybe he was even shy to court, maybe we would have had some sense. I still saw him with another corner with another young girl. And the moment he saw me, of course, he knew our history. I shook my head like this. With the eyes I looked at him, he quickly disengaged from the girl. But I knew that's another prey he was trying to pursue. So there are people like that in our environment. Sadly, we find ourselves wolf in sheep clothing, that even in the church of God. So you need to be discerning. If somebody is trying to bully you, use force or manipulation to get you to be in a relationship with them, by all means fight it. Don't be quiet. Speak up. Because what they will use is their words, their power, their influence to subdue you and make you pray to them. So you have to stand your ground. If you have to take legal actions against them, please don't hesitate to do so. I'll move on to the next one, which is missionary dating. Of course, it's from the word missions. And in this case, what happens is people try to use evangelism. They try to use the gospel as a tool to date people through evangelism, discipleship, and witnessing. You must have heard stories of ladies who will tell you, and there's this new guy that just started coming to church, and he loved God. Nobody knows the history of the guy, and they just find themselves liking the guy, and before you know, they're in a relationship. And everybody is saying, you don't know the history of this guy. You don't know how spiritually rooted it is. You don't know his spiritual company. You don't have any information about him. Just because you see him coming around the church, you join the workforce within 6 months and all that, you just want to date him. And they say, don't worry, even if you're not born again, I will change him. My sister, sex or romance is not a tool for kingdom, converting people into God's kingdom. The Bible said the gospel is the power of God unto salvation to those who believe. If the gospel in itself is enough to convert people, to redeem them to God. You don't have to add anything extra. You don't have to add sex. You don't have to add romance. You don't have to add anything extra to it. The gospel is powerful enough to convert all who believe unto righteousness. So if the gospel cannot do it on its own in his life, you are too weak a person to do that. It is not dating a person that will lead them to Christ. It is you communicating the gospel to them, to your life and your behavior, that will bring them to Christ. So missionary dating usually happen in the context of people coming into attraction or sexual involvement with each other, through interaction by witnessing, by evangelism, or mentorship or discipleship. We've had cases of people, they are discipling each other, and before you know, a guy discipling the lady. It happens on campus. You will see 400 level discipling 100 level students, and the lady will begin to come and greet him, give him food, and before you know it, they are touching here and there and all sorts. It's a slippery ground you can get into. I've even seen instances where people say they are prayer partner, and before you know it, they are sex partner. It's a slippery ground you can get to it. These are some of the traps of missionary dating. And that's why I call it missionary dating, because it happens in the context of mission. And you see, the gospel should be a tool that should convert people. Powerful tool that should convert people unto God, becomes the tool with which the enemy will use to corrupt people and to take advantage of a situation that God should have been glorified in. So if you find yourself trapped in missionary dating, what should you do? The first way to overcome a thing is, they say prevention is better than cure. Jesus sent them out in twos. Go, if you're an opposite sex, have another opposite sex with you and go and visit the lady or the guy. Prevent yourself. There's this particular case of a friend who was general secretary in the fellowship, and the lady, one of the workers, of course, he knew the lady, and he noticed the lady was in fellowship for some days. So he went to visit the lady, only for him to get to the lady's room, and the lady locked up the door, undressed herself, and said he must sleep with her. They have been trying to, use so many ways to get his attention, as been forming a holy brother, that if he doesn't sleep with her, he's going to, if he makes any sound, he's going to shout and say he wants to rape her. He had to go on his knees and was praying in tongues under his breath, at the same time was breaking this girl. Suddenly, the girl just broke down into tears and said, if not for God, open the door and allow him to go. It was his sect they started that rule. Don't visit any opposite sex alone. He learned by experience. But how many people have found themselves in that situation and was able to escape? Prevention is better than cure. In case of follow-up, witness or evangelism, go in twos and make sure two of you are opposite sex. Especially if you're reaching out to hostels, you're reaching out to people of opposite sex. Don't be careless. Then the second thing is maintain healthy boundaries. You cannot say this person, you are discipling this person, is the morning they are the first person to call you. In the afternoon, you will see them twice. In the evening, they will bring you food. You are always found in company of each other. You need to set healthy boundaries. Whatever attention you will not give to any sister in the fellowship, don't give it to this girl. Whatever attention whatever things you will not do to any brother in your denomination, don't do it to this person. Set boundaries in virtual interaction. In your conversation, stop the use of endearment words. Most of you are mentee to mentor. My dear, you already have pet name, one funny name. Of course, familiarity, the process of familiarity, getting used to each other, talking, you can even have pet names. But be sure that the moment attraction and romance begin to set in, you do something about it. Don't leave yourself to carelessly walk into things you should not walk into because you encourage some things. The lady is always bringing food for you. This is a lady that you know her pocket money is 10,000 and you are eating it as a discipler. You need to tell her, stop bringing food to my house. What you have already is not even enough for you. You need to be firm. Set boundaries. There's some of these ladies that are innocent, young teenagers, youth, that they just want the means to appreciate their pastors, appreciate their mentoring, so they will buy things, buy that. Of course, I'm not sure you shouldn't collect, but I'm saying that don't begin to encourage motives. Don't let this one be in a situation where they make themselves vulnerable. They begin to make commitment. They begin to express affection towards you that is not right. So set healthy boundaries in terms of communication with each other, in terms of access. There's nothing your mentee is doing in your room to 10 p.m. in the night. A mentee of opposite sex. So set boundaries in terms of conversation, access to a immediate environment, in terms of communication. Set healthy boundaries. Make sure you relate with them in a way you relate with other sisters or brothers in your community, in your Christian community. Set healthy boundaries. Of course, is it possible that you are mentoring a person, you are discipling a person, and you begin to like them, or you find them suitable for you? Oh yes, it's possible. At least I have two last year that got married and they started from mentoring to mentorship situation. In those kind of situations, the next thing to do is tell your spiritual leaders, oh, I'm mentoring this girl, but I have a feeling for her. I believe she's suitable for me. I want to marry her. Make it known. Don't keep a secret relationship. Again, negativity thrives in secrecy. Don't make it something you do behind their back. Open up. Make yourself accountable. You get it? Talk to your spiritual authority. Talk to your friends about it. If you are in a relationship, let everybody know you are in a relationship and it's no longer a mentee to mentor relationship. And keep yourself accountable till the relationship leads to marriage. So in that sense, accountability will help you. And if you are just friends, please relate as friends. Don't do what friends won't do to each other. if you see attraction begin to set in and both of you knew or know you cannot take relation between friendship, beyond friendship, maintain healthy boundaries. The last but not the least dating practice is double dating. Yes, double dating. And in a generation where we are believers who profess to belong to Christ, but do not have the nature or express the character of Christ, will have Christian guy or Christian lady who will be professing love to two or three guys, two or three ladies at the same time. Double dating is a common practice among believers, and unfortunately, is becoming a practice even in the Christian communities. You find a lady who is not interested in a guy. The guy is asking you out, will come to your house, give you gifts, spend money on you, help you do things. He will listen to you, give you time and attention, and still asking you out. You are telling him you are praying about it, and you keep him around you for a year. No yes, no no, I'm praying about it. And you are doing that to two or three different guys at the same time. My sister, you are wicked and you need to repent. You are a deceiver. Yes, when you look to the scripture, God created Adam for Eve. God's structure, God's order is one woman to one man. It is a defined thing. And if you do not come to that point of embracing that there is one man that deserve your absolute yes, your commitment and attention, but you rather keep two or three of them together, then you are living disobedience to God. The same thing happens to guys too. There are guys that are even so they have mastered deception to the point of asking out two ladies who are roommates. They ask them out and both ladies won't know. Every semester, you're always proposing to a sister in the name of finding the will of God. You need to repent because you are a deceiver. It takes a level of dishonesty, lack of the fear of God, and lack of Christian virtues for you to go about deceiving people and keeping them in relationship, whether relations are undefined. There are guys that will approach ladies. They will be doing everything, showing all the affection, the love, no verbal interaction, or they will never make a statement that they want you, but everything you are doing is showing they want you to be in a relationship. And they keep doing that, stirring up emotion in different ladies at the same time, enjoying them, and they are saying, no, I never asked you out. And they never ask you out, but they have done every other thing a guy who is interested in you should do. That is deception. So we need to, there are different shades of double dating in our generation these days, and most of them are usually in either people that communicate, ask different people out, or those that do not ask different people out but keep them in undefined relationship. And at the end of the day, they will say, well, did I say I want you? That's a form of deception. All of us are matured, and every wise person, you can communicate love directly or indirectly. If your emotions are not going to be involved, if you are not ready to give them your best, you do not want a relation with anybody, then you should be wise enough to make it known directly or indirectly that you do not want anything. Have the conversation to clarify the situation. So in this practice, I'm going to talk about how can you disengage from it. Because in double dating, there's one that is the player, who is the game player, the one that is dating different people, and there are people that are being played upon, who are the recipient, the one that they are being dated. So I'm going to talk from the angle of both the person that is a player and those that are being played upon. If you are the player and you are tired of this, some of the people that I've seen who engage in this game of double dating, it's either they grew up in home, where a polygamous home, or they were raised in an environment where having multiple sexual partners or multiple partners is the other. So it's a process of exposure they have grown up with. By the time they come into the household of faith, that they are supposed to grow into the nature of Christ, leaving those habits behind, you will see them still holding on to those things. Some of them do it for fun. They don't even care if you are hot in the process. They don't do it for fun, just to say, I have 3 babes. I have 3 babes in that unit. I have a babe in that unit. Some of them even make it a goal. They brag about it among their friends. They even bet over it. So if you find yourself in that kind of situation, you need to admit before God and man and seek forgiveness. Of course, you're a deceiver. You have to lie about it. You have to even defile their bodies. Some of you involve sex even in doing this. You have to admit your sins before God and man. As long as you are doing this with people and you are deceiving them, they need to know about it. You can't just say, God, I'm sorry. God, help me out of this thing. You also need to seek forgiveness from those people and let them know you have been deceptive. Now, having done that, this is very important. It's an important part of reconciliation and repentance. The proof of knowing God is that you make your relationship with other people right. You cannot turn a new leaf. You cannot maintain a righteousness as a nation of God in Christ Jesus when you have a wrong standing with other people, especially in this context. So by opening up to those people, you may not be able to pay for their time, their resources, their energies, their attention, and everything they have spent or invested in relationship. But by opening up, coming out clean, you can make an effort towards reconciliation. Though this is very, very important. If you need the help of your friends, if you need the help of a spiritual authority to be involved, please seek their help. But it's important you're not just talking to God about it, you also talk to these people you have deceived about it. Now, as the one that has been played, you need to receive the forgiveness and let go. Yes, I know it's a sad thing that some of you do not even know these people are players. You do not even recognize that these people are wasting your time. You begin to find yourself that, how could I find myself in these things? But really, you need to let go and forgive them. Yes, because you deserve somebody who is faithful to you. You deserve somebody who is be committed to you. You deserve somebody who fears God and will not live or relate with you out of deception. So that this person is coming out clean is a proof that, oh, most probably they have actually repented. If truly you have received forgiveness from God, you should also give it to others and receive and forgive them as God has forgiven you much more. So you need to forgive them. Then the next thing I want to talk is accountability on both parts. Some of you find yourself in this situation because you kept the relationship secret. There was a particular denomination that the guy in the choir asked 3 different ladies out. He was with the 3rd lady and was asking her out, and the lady started telling people, oh, these guys have been asking me out, told their unit leader, told one of the pastors in their house fellowship, and they called the guy. Before you know it, discovered he was dating 2 other ladies. She spoke up. So some of you find yourself in that thing because you have something in you that promotes endorse secrecy. Some of you know this guy even cheating on you, but you don't mind. You rather fight for his attention or prove you are the suitable wife material. And when you look at those things, rooted in low self-esteem. It's rooted in lack of your identity in God. So on both parts, both of you need to be accountable. Own it that you have been deceived. Then that thing will make you come to a place of self-evaluation, a place of vulnerability, opening up, a place of accountabilities towards others. If this guy has come out and say, I am doing this, you need to come out. Oh, we were together in this, but both of us, we are parting ways. I am not going to cheat with this guy or my Christian sister. No, I am going to trust God for a man that will be faithful to me, a man that will be committed to me, a man that will relate with me without deception. So on both parts, let there be accountability, especially towards your spiritual cycle. Make a decision that you will not be the kind that will be in a relationship and a guy will be telling you, you know, we are just starting, don't let anybody know. No. It's not so in the body of Christ. At least your unit head must know. Somebody in your cycle should know. Somebody that can hold the 2 of you accountable. It's a way to protect yourself as an individual, and it's a way to also ensure the relationship to you are accountable to others. That both of you protect yourself and keep a clean slate around you. So the third thing is self-evaluation. You are the person that is being deceived or that is being played or need to evaluate yourself. In a year, 3 different guys have cheated on you. The relationship ended because you know they cheated on you. You need to admit that. Why am I victim to these guys? What is it that I did not pay attention to? Some of you is impatience and desperation. Some of you is low self-esteem. Some of you, you grew up not having attention. So every little attention a guy showed to you, you are saying future partner. You are easily deceived. So you need to check yourself, do self-examination. It will require counseling. It will require talking to a counselor. It will require taking a break Some of you just need to be away and discover who you are in God for you to know a guy that's suitable. Some of it's lack of discernment. Somehow your spirit just knew something is wrong. You couldn't place your hand on it, but you ignore it all the same. So you need to ask yourself, do a thorough self-examination. Why am I always in this situation? And you who is a game player that want to come out of this, you need to do the same thing. What are the triggers? Oh, am I tempted towards fear women? What do I do? When a fear lady is trying to come close towards me, engage your Christian brother. See, this lady is coming close and all that and all that. Make yourself vulnerable. Negativity, strive in secrecy. So you do more preventive measures so you don't find yourself in that cycle again and again. If a lady is coming close and you tell the lady you're not in a relationship and she's trying to get close to you by all means, talk to somebody about it. Let two or three people in the unit know I never made any commitment to this girl, but she's doing this. That is how to protect yourself. That's how to come out of that cycle and not endorse a habit that you should break from. So, one, I said, admit your wrongdoing before God and man. Then 2, accountability on both parts. Then 3, self-examination, thorough self-examination. It could require seeing a counselor. It could require talking to your church head, maybe your pastor, your unit leader, your household fellowship, people you can trust. Open up to them. There's a way others can see you more than you can see yourself. There's a way interaction with others can help you to know what you're doing wrong, and you are able to come out of it. So that's all about these practices. If you need further counseling, please do well to send a mail to me on the email in the description box attached to this video. Send a mail to me. I'll try as much as possible to respond, and also connect with me on all social media platforms. Tunmiketimothy, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos on this channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Talk to you some other time.